Hi, this is Tim from UK Home Gym, your home for UK specific independent home gym tips and advice. And if you're umming and ahhing and a bit unsure about whether you should get a home gym, you should start investing in that. I've got 5 reasons why you should do just that. So number one is a home gym will save you an enormous amount of time. Now, you might think, oh, well, isn't it just easier than sort of spending all the time that I would need to sort of checking out which piece of equipment I need, sorting out, my garage or an outdoor space or whatever, to sort of set up a home gym. Isn't that going to take a lot of time? Yes, it might take a little bit of time, but you are going to end up saving yourself a lot more time in the long run, over the years and over the months even, if you have a home gym, because you will not have to waste time commuting to one. You won't have to waste time, checking into one. You won't have to waste time waiting for like equipment to be free. It stacks up very, very quickly. And if you are prepared to spend, I don't know, a few hours here and there, investigating what kind of equipment you need to get and installing it and, putting it together. A lot of it comes in flat packs. Um, you know, it's a very small investment for a very big return in terms of time. The next one is money. And you might think, well, hang on, that's a bit contradictory, isn't it? Because, if I'm going to go and buy a bunch of gym equipment and I don't want it to be too shabby, isn't that going to cost me a lot of money? And yeah, I've made videos about this recently. The price of home gym equipment is going through the roof, and it's likely to continue increasing for the foreseeable future for a variety of reasons that I won't go into in this video. However, I still think that commercial gym fees also are going up, at the same kind of exponential rate, and that you will, yeah, fair enough, there is a larger initial outlay if you're going to get a home gym, but long term, you're going to end up saving yourself a lot of money, because let's say you spend, I don't know, £600. I think that's a sort of a reasonable-ish amount of money to spend on a home gym. Yeah, let's say you spend £600 on equipment this year. Next year you have to spend £0, and the year afterwards you spend £0 as well, and that's the same, possibly for the rest of your life, if that initial £600 was enough. You know, Whereas, balance that against a gym membership that could cost you, I don't know, say £30 a month, or, something around that kind of ballpark, that could go up at any point. And don't factor into that. Also, if you're driving, you're going to be spending money on petrol, maybe parking and stuff like that. If you're taking public transport, that's another cost. There's other kind of hidden extras and stuff like that with gym membership and so on. And then the other factor that I was talking about before is time. Maybe you could use that time to earn money. So having a home gym, yes, definitely a more of an initial outlay, but over the long term, it's going to save you a lot of money. The next one is you can definitely optimize your training a lot better with a home gym than you can in a commercial gym, because every single commercial gym that I've been to has its plus points for me as a trainee and its negative points for me as a trainee. So, for instance, maybe for example, a commercial gym may have just one squat rack, and maybe there are other people that want to use it when I want to use it. So, that's definitely something that, the other thing is, for instance, I love dumbbell rows. That's an exercise that I'm absolutely in love with. Now, most commercial gyms that I've been to they don't have loadable dumbbell handles. They just have like a set of, fixed dumbbells, which is great. but in many cases they'll only go up to 30, 35 kilograms or whatever. And that's just not enough for me for dumbbell rows. I want to go much higher than that for dumbbell rows. And if I'm going to a commercial gym, I'm stuck with that. I wouldn't be able to progress anymore on the dumbbell row. I would have to find an alternative exercise or something like that. So, it doesn't fit in with what I want to do. A commercial gym is trying to please as many different people as possible at once, but not really catering to any kind of niches. And probably you have certain niches in your training, and a commercial gym is not set up for you. It's set up for Joe Public, and that's the way it's going to go there. Whereas if it's your own space, you can customize it. You can make it optimize basically to make it better fit for you. And that leads me on to point number 4, and that is customized training. Now, you can definitely customize the way that you have your gym set up, basically. So, for instance, for me, I really like to be able to do cable exercises. I really like to be able to do that with like a low anchor point. So what I'm talking about is being able to pull from below, like a dumbbell curl. That's something I can set up for myself, and I can set it up in a part of the gym which is near something that I would like to superset it with. So, for instance, I've got one cable station next to another on the same pull-up bar, and on one of those I can have like a tricep pull-down setup, and on the other one I can have a cable curl setup, and I can just superset, go straight one step from one to the other and just get on with it there. So it's really set up for the way that I want it to be set up. Or, for instance, I can do some leg raises and superset that with bench press or something like that. And I've got it all set up for myself because it's my own space, it's all there ready for me to use however I want it to be used. And the final point that I want to talk about today is the fact that I really find that having a home gym helps reduce stress. What I'm talking about here is I find this a lot, particularly in the UK. I mean, we're very polite people, right? So if somebody's waiting for a piece of equipment here in a British commercial gym, they're not rude about it. They're not going to ask, how long have you got left or whatever. They'll patiently wait. We're very good at, waiting in queues and stuff like that. But when you feel like there's someone waiting behind you or something like that, waiting to get onto the piece of equipment that you're using, I find that, well, maybe it's just me, but I'm sure other people will feel the same. I find that I'm not really, I kind of hurry the rest times between sets, and particularly when you're talking about compound exercises, I think that's a big problem. If you are, not giving, if you're doing a heavy set of squats, for instance, you want to give yourself at least 5 minutes break before you get back on and do another heavy set. But I feel that, if I'm in a commercial gym and I know someone else is trying to get onto the squat rack, I'm going to be, coming down to 3 minutes, maybe something like that. And it's just not optimal, basically, to have that kind of thing going on. And the same thing when you are sort of, waiting for somebody to get off a piece of equipment or whatever, you feel like you're putting a little bit of pressure on them to hurry up and get out of your way, basically. And I feel like when you've got a home gym, none of that ever happens. And maybe I'm just more, I'm so used to using a home gym now, I'm more attuned to that than I would have been before. Or, maybe the solution is to just, put your earphones in and ignore everybody else or whatever. But I just don't know if that's, if that really fits in with the way I think and the way many people think here in the UK. Anyway, so those are 5 reasons why I think that, a home gym will really improve your life, and why I think that, basically, if you are thinking about the fitness, your fitness journey in the long term, a home gym really makes a lot of sense. That's my thought. Anyway, if you have any other thoughts, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to think about this. Maybe you have some other reasons, or you disagree with some of the reasons that I've mentioned here. Please let me know. It would be very interesting to hear from you. Please also check out our website, that's UK Home Gym, and I'll see you next time on UK Home Gym.